All right, what's going on, everyone? Good morning and welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be going over the June 29th MLB games. We got 14 of them, and we have some home run leader changes, which is probably the biggest news around the MLB. We have a pitcher now leading the league in MLB home runs. Pretty exciting. We also have another guy who has hit 10 home runs in 12 home runs in 10 games. That guy's insane. We've been talking about him quite a bit lately, as well as some of these series are starting to get intense, and some of these teams are starting to get back in the hunt, and other teams are falling out, and other divisions are heating up, and hot teams are beating cold teams, and cold teams are beating hot teams. It's just been a crazy couple of days in the MLB, so let's jump right into it. With the Nationals 4 and the Rays 3. Nationals were out 4-0 right away in this one. Again, off the bat of Kyle Schwarber, who has been that guy who has hit 12 home runs in 10 games. He's now up to 25. He hit one in that first inning, leading the game off. Yet again, not even the first at bat. It was the first pitch in this one. Juan Soto helps his teammate out with his 9th of the season, and Robles his first. So we had 3 home runs in the first couple of innings against Rich Hill. Tampa Bay tried to itch their way back late in this game, but they only had a couple of guys with single hit nights, no multi-hit nights on their entire team. Brennan Lowe his 16th and Zunino his 17th, so a couple of home runs for them. But it's too little, too late. Rich Hill goes 6, 4 earned runs, giving up 3 home runs. And Joe Ross goes 6.1, 2 earned runs, and 7 Ks. Don't blink now. The Nationals are above 500. Their rotation's been good. Their bats have been good. Watch out. National League East. Continuing with the East, we got the Phillies 4, Marlins 3. Marlins trying to play spoiler. Phillies trying to itch their way back into the hunt, being 4th place in the division. They're slowly falling out of it. This is another one of those situations. They took a lead 1-0, and as we know, the Marlins pitching keeps the score low, and the Phillies didn't add another run till the 6th, but the offense on the Marlins doesn't really get much done. Duvall hitting his 17th of the season, but it's in that 9th inning. It's a little bit too late there. And on the other side, Rhys Hoskins hitting his 17th of the season for the Phillies. Overall, the Phillies only had 3 hits in this game and had 4 runs. So pretty interesting how that happened. Honestly, I can't speak too much on that. So if you saw that, leave a comment below on what went on there. That's pretty nuts. Velasquez goes 7-0 and runs 7 Ks. His best start that I can remember in ages. On the other side, Trevor Rogers 5.2, 2 and runs 9 Ks. He continues to be pretty amazing, giving his team a chance to win almost every night. Too bad he doesn't get the offensive support to go along with that. Moving along, we got the Yankees 11, Angels 5. The Yankees must have heard me talking smack about their offense in the Diamondbacks yesterday, because they woke up today with a big offensive performance, put up 5 in the first 2 innings. But the biggest offensive performance is coming from the other side, Shohei Ohtani. He had 2 home runs in this game to put him to 28 on the season, and now he is the sole leader in home runs across the MLB. Just insane. So a little clap for him there. Iglesias, his 6th home run of the season. And then we go over to the Yankees, who offense, we have 14th for Gary Sanchez, 18th for Judge, and Aguilar hits his 6th. So only 3 home runs for the Yankees. Overall, over 11 hits. Taillon goes 5.1, 5 earned runs, 4 Ks, and then Henny for the Angels goes 3, 7 earned runs, 4 Ks. Henny's been like up and down all around this season. Sometimes he has great starts, and then he has starts like this. What can you say? The Yankees pick up a much-needed win here to keep pace with the rest of the division, because the rest of the division won, except the Rays, I guess. The Rays fell a little short. Moving along, we got the Blue Jays 9, Mariners 3, and you could tell watching this game that there's something in the air. The Blue Jays, they're definitely feeling good as a team. You can see it. The trade that they made, although not a lot of big names, you can tell they addressed the issues, and I think the players know it. And then they came to play today. Robbie Ray was spotted a 3-0 lead before he gave up a 3-run homer to France in that 6th inning, but don't worry, the Jays answered right back in the bottom of the 6th. Bo Bichette hit a 3-run home run of his own, his 15th of the season, and Marcus Semien hit his 19th of the season. What a signing that has been for the Blue Jays. He's now 3 hits, 5 RBIs last night for a big performance. Robbie Ray goes 6, 3 earned runs, 10 Ks. All their runs coming off that one homer, but Robbie Ray's been pretty good, and 10 Ks, just been pretty lights out there. Chris Flexen, 5 innings pitched, 3 earned runs, 2 Ks, and then the bullpen comes in, gives up a couple runs themselves, and the Jays' home run power offense continues to be awesome. 15 hits in this game to find the win. They're trying to edge their way back, but they can't because the Red Sox continue to be hot. 7-6, the Red Sox. And it was another one of those come from behind victories that the Red Sox have started to pull off as of late. This game is honestly back and forth. Kansas City opened the scoring top of the first with a run, and then Boston answered right back with 2 of their own. Whit Merrifield, his 8th home run of the season in that first inning. Taylor, his 7th, and then O'Hearn, his 6th. So Pivetta had a little bit of a home run issue, and he's been struggling a little bit, at least as of late. On the other side, Boston generated all their runs. They didn't really hit any home runs. And if you look at their offense here, literally everybody on their team had a hit, if not 2 hits last night to form that comeback. Going into the 6th inning, they were down by 1, 6-5, and they put up a nice 2 spot to take the lead. And Barnes comes in for his 18th save of the season. Pivetta, 4.16 earned runs, 5 Ks. And like I said, Pivetta's kind of had up and down seasons at 4.43. Sometimes he lights out, and other times he gives up 6 earned runs like this. But luckily for them, Brady Keller on the other side, or not Brady Keller, Keller on the other side, 5 innings pitched, 6 earned runs, 10 hits, 5 walks. A little bit of an issue, as we know Kansas City can't seem to get those starters in order. Padres 5, Reds 4. Padres, nice little win here for them against the Reds. They actually got out to a pretty big lead early in this one. 3-1 after 2, 5-1, 5-2 after 4. The Reds did inch in about halfway through the game, bringing it within 1 run. But the bullpen of the Padres got the job done and closed the door. Tatis 1 hit, 3 walks in this game. So it's tough for him because Ohtani gets the 2 home runs, and now he's just getting walked all the time. So he's not getting his opportunities to get back in there, but that's okay. Pham hits his 9th home run of the season in this one, and Winker, his 19th for Cincinnati. Santillan for Cincinnati Reds, 3 innings pitched, 2 runs, 4 Ks. He gave 75 pitches over those 3 innings, so they really worked him. But I guess that's what happens. The Padres tend to work guys. Snell was supposed to start this game, but he was scratched. Didn't quite see what that was about yet. Stammen goes 2 innings pitched, 1 earned runs, and turns into a bullpen game. So the heart of their bullpen closes the door over the last 4 innings with 1 hit, no earned runs, of course, and a bunch of strikeouts. So the Padres pick up a nice win for them. The Mets on the other side, Mets 4, Braves 3, and the Braves were at 3-0. They had the chance, and with the offensive woes that the Mets tend to have, you'd think they could close the door, but again, it's been a story of this team this year is the bullpen just can't hold a lead, and they've given up as much. So we have a few teams this year that had they had some sort of bullpen, they'd be in a much better spot, which just goes to show why I don't like these 7-inning games as much, because the bullpen is such a big part of what baseball is, of course. McCann hits his 7th home run of the season off of Morton. It's a 3-run shot, and that's what ends up tying the game up. And then the Mets take the lead. Elvis for the Braves hits his 13th of the season, and that's a 3-run shot. So that's really all the offense they got. Morton goes 6 innings pitched, 3 earned runs here, and he gets the no decision after giving up that home run. And on the other side, McGill for the Mets, 5 innings pitched, 3 earned runs, 8 Ks. I think that's his 2nd start now in the rotation, and he's looking good. Edwin Diaz, 17th save of the season. Big win for the Mets because, as we know, there are teams that are chomping at the bit, but at this point, it's the Nationals that are the closest behind. So, kicking the Braves while they're down, got to do it. Orioles 13, Astros 3, and believe it or not, the streaking Astros have been put in their place as of late by the Tigers and the Orioles in the past 2 series. Quite interesting. Now the Orioles now up to a 2-game win streak. This game was 3-3 about halfway through. And then in the 7th, 8th, and 9th, the Orioles combined for 10 runs. Cedric Mullins continuing to have such a monster season. 4 hits, 2 RBI nights. And with Hayes with a 2-hit, 3 RBI night, and Santander. I think the Orioles, at the very least, have something to be excited about with this offense. These young kids have just been pretty great. Led the way by Mullins. Mullins hits 14th of the season. Santander's 5th. Urias his 3rd, and wins his 2nd. So we have a couple guys just starting to get in the home run game, and then we have Mullins leading the way with 14. On the other side, Astros being held to only 7 hits against this Orioles team. No home runs at all. Urquidy goes 1.1, 1 earned run, which I don't know what happened there. He must have left the game after 27 pitches, because that's a short outing for Urquidy, which is also a very bad thing for the Astros, because they have such a solid rotation. So we'll see how they adjust that or what happened there. I'll have to check into that. Lakins Sr., 1.2, 1 earned run. It's a new name for me, but he went not even 2 innings and 40 pitches. And then they bring in Plutko, who we know is the long relief guy, and Tate comes in they give him a save, I guess. He came in at one point when the game was 4-3 before the Orioles blew it open, so they give him a save for that situation. Moving along, we got the White Sox 7, Twins 6, and there was some drama in this game with Josh Donaldson always stirring the pot with this sticky stuff, apparently. He hits a home run, and in his celebration, he's doing a little sticky stuff. They didn't really see it till after the game, but keep your eye on that. We'll see if that escalates into something more today. Otherwise, this is a big chance for the Twins to make some ground up. They were probably one of the hotter teams in the MLB right now, and the White Sox were meh as of late, but this was a big win for them for sure. They got out to a lead 7-2 about halfway through, and the Twins did put up that 3 spot. Giolito gave up that 12th home run to Donaldson. Came in that first inning. That's where all that stuff happened. So Giolito commented after the game that he didn't see it at the time, but calling Donaldson out, basically calling him a clown, which, as we know, he can be from time to time. Giolito goes 6 3 runs, 1 strikeout in the win. Kenta Maeda, 4.27 earned runs, 4 Ks. I don't know what's going on with Kenta this season. He just can't seem to get it going. He had that injury. He's had a couple good outings, but more often than not, he's having outings like this. So that's part of the woes of Minnesota this year, as we all know. Moving along, we got the Brewers 2, Cubs 1, and what a game this one was. The Cubs had multiple chances down the stretch to at least pull this one and tie. But, of course, when Hader comes in that last inning, it's really tough to get a run, let alone a hit, which they managed to do. They managed to get a couple hits, but did not manage to score someone across. Brewers took a lead early, and Cubs tied it up top of the 4th, where the Brewers answered right back. Yelich, a big part of the RBI and all that in this game. He's batting .255 now. He's working his way. He's trying to get there. On the other side, Baez with the triple is probably the highlight. We had no home runs in this game, believe it or not. Davies goes 4, 2 earned runs, 6 Ks, and Woodruff goes 6, 1 earned runs, 8 Ks. And then the bullpen for the Brewers, it's lights out majority of the time. They come in and give up only 2 hits and no earned runs. Of course, there is a concern that they did give up 4 walks down the stretch there. But the Brewers now have won back-to-back. And I think the Brewers have the longest win streak right now that's current. It's either 6 or 7. I'm guessing 7. I know they were at 5 after the weekend, so they won 2 more, so it must be 7. So Brewers are earning, they're like, let's go. Moving along with Cardinals 3, Diamondbacks 2, and the Cardinals are trying to get back to 500, and this is the team to do it against, and they've won now back-to-back against the Diamondbacks, which is great for them. This game, most of the scoring took place in those middle innings. Here, Cardinals put up 2 in the 5th, and Arizona answered back with 1, and then Cardinals put 1, and then Arizona answered with 1, but they never quite got back into it. Arenado hit his 16th home run of the season with 1 on his 2-run bomb, and we have none for the Diamondbacks. Caleb Smith goes 5, 2 runs, 8 Ks. Again, Caleb Smith's been pretty consistent. And Arizona, honestly, they have 3 solid starting pitchers and a solid offense, so the record probably isn't as bad. They're probably on the bad side of variance for sure. Carlos Martinez, 6 innings pitched, 1 earned, 6 Ks. This guy, can't put my finger on this guy. This guy sometimes has amazing outings like this. I guess maybe it's because it's the Diamondbacks, but Otherwise, he's going to get pounded a lot this season. Move along, Rockies 8, Pirates 0. This game had a chance to be a no-hitter / perfect game at one point, but as you can see, the Pirates end up getting one hit. Pirates have now been shut out in back-to-back games against the Rockies, so that's pretty crazy. Diaz hits his 4th home run of the season. We had a triple from Blackman, who had a nice 3 hits, 1 RBI night. Story had a couple hits. Bottom of this Rockies lineup really came to play in this one with multi-hits for all of them hitting an RBI in there as well. But when your pitcher's going like it did with Marquez, he went 9 innings pitched, 0 earned runs, 5 Ks. Honestly, he should probably be on the cover of today, but here we are. Wanted to give some love to Ohtani, wanted to give some love to Semien, who had a monster game. But Marquis is very much MVP of the day. DeJong goes 5 earned runs, 3 Ks, and then they bring in Ponce for the long haul, and they don't score any runs 2 games in a row. Rangers 5, Athletics 4. Damn, the A's are. I think whoever said it on the channel that the A's had an easy schedule to start things off, and that they're going to come back down to earth. I think that guy might have cursed them, because I don't know. The A's haven't been able to get a whole lot going lately. And they did have a lead in this one, but the Rangers chipped away at it in the 4th, 5th, and 6th, putting them a run in each. And in the 9th, we had some action with the Rangers getting a bunch of insurance runs, and thankfully they did, because A's came in the bottom of the 9th with 2 runs of their own to try to come. They fell a little bit short. Chapman hits his 11th home run of the season, Lowry his 7th, and Moreland hits his 6th for the A's. And then Gallo, another multi-home run game for him. He hit 2. He's up to 18 on the season. And Solak his 9th of the season. Fulte goes 7, 2 earned runs, 6 Ks. Fulte, that's an outing that we haven't seen him play in a while. And Kennedy comes in for his 14th save of the season. Fulte now has a 5.17 ERA. Kaperleinen, 6, 3 earned runs, 6 Ks. This is why I think the A's are a little bit more legit, is because their rotation seems to be quite consistent. They're not dealing with too many injuries themselves, so keep an eye on them. Dodgers 3, Giants 1. Dodgers are sick and tired of seeing the Giants #1 in the power rankings, and how can I blame them? They send out their ace in Walker Buehler. This is an important series for both teams, and the Dodgers come out and taking 2 games in a row here now. When at bottom of the 1st, Max Muncy hits his 17th home run of the season. That came in the 3rd inning to give them a 3-0 lead, and then San Fran, they put up their 1 run in that 7th inning, but it's too little too late. Both teams only had 3 hits in the game, so again, this is just pitchers' duels. Both games so far. Gausman, 5 innings pitched, 3 earned runs, 4 Ks. He got into trouble in that first 5 innings because he had a 5 walks, so that's a little bit of a concern. But Gausman's been amazing this year, so I'm not going to hold too much to it. Buehler, 6.2, 1 earned run. Or 1 run, not earned, 7 strikeouts. He's been great and very well candidate at this point for Cy Young. A little bit under the radar because he's on such a amazing team, but let's be real, he's been the best pitcher on possibly the best team. So a little shout out to Walker Buehler, who's been money in the bank this season. And there you have it. We have broken down the 14 games from yesterday, June 29th. A lot of exciting games. Honestly, it's a little bit of a shutout. A couple guys that didn't make the front page, but they very much could have. We got Walker Buehler, Marquez. We got Joey Gallo hitting 2 runs in a 1-run game that they won. Cedric Mullins, a fuller hit nights. But all around, a lot of people stepping up for their teams, causing their teams to have big nights and win. So it just gets you a little bit excited for late summer baseball, September baseball, and then playoff baseball. So we're about that halfway midpoint of the season. So let me know what you guys think about last night, where you think some of these teams are going, and what stories you're looking forward to down the stretch. And we will see you guys for the next video. Thanks.